Welcome everyone to today's video. Well, today you can already see in the title, it's all about testing someone's formation. So formation is infantry, range, cavalry, frontline. The fastest way actually. And I think a lot of people are doing it, but maybe they're not so efficient, or maybe they're sometimes also doing it wrong. And this can be not so good for your troops. So yeah, today we're gonna go to another tutorial, and yeah, I plan to do more tutorials in the future as well. So yeah, if you leave a like, no, if you like these tutorials, please leave a like, leave a sub or a comment what you would like to see next. Without further ado, let's jump directly into the video. All right, so what we're gonna start is with the siege test. Because usually every player has a wall, and you have to take this down before you can test actually the front line. For that, you're gonna choose 4 siege hero, 1 army hero. Usually, if you don't have 4 siege hero, you 3 and 2 army heroes. What is important here is for all of the tests, never ever use T5 pack familiars, because it will not give you the correct result. Then you choose 60k siege T4, 10k inf T2, 10k range T2, 10k KF T2, and then also 10k cataphracts. Sometimes if the player is larger, has a big wall, you sometimes need maybe 2 marches to destroy his wall. But for the lower walls, this is all fine. Then the next, so we set all 3 battalions, but usually I'm telling that you only need 2, but that I'll explain later. So for the range test, you're gonna use, of course, all range heroes. You don't necessarily need here all the pay-to-play heroes. You can also use free-to-play heroes. And of course, as I said before, do not use pack 5 familiars, just use the 4 or lower ones. Yeah. You don't need a lot of, you don't need like the 200k march to test. It is enough to have, like this here, the example 30k T4, some buffers, and then the rest 20k for the 60-40 ratio T2s. Yeah, for the cav, it is actually completely the same, right? You're gonna use cav heroes, so the heroes you have. You're gonna use pack 4 and lower familiars. So again, no T5 familiars are necessary. And yeah, you do basically the same. So you use then also 30k T4 cav, 20k T1 cav, and then 69 buffer is maybe not a fixed number, but I think it's a pretty good outcome, let's say. Pretty good side effect, not outcome, what I'm talking. Anyway, guys, I will also combine this will be also combined in a sheet, which wasn't made by me. So wasn't made by me. Yeah, I think it was made by Lazo, and yeah, I linked his channel also in the description, so the credit goes to him. Of course, here we do also the infantry preset, but actually I will give us later, you don't really need the infantry test. You can have it as a double check, but yeah, in the best case you might only need 2 tests. All right, here you have everything combined in a sheet. So on the left, you have the siege test. There's even the formation you should actually attack with to follow all or to have the similar outcome, let's say. So after the siege test done in cavalry wedge, you're gonna do the cavalry front test, which means you attack with range, right, in cav wedge. If it is a cavalry front, the damage should be around 50k. If it's a range front, it should be around 30k, and in front, anywhere below 10k. So this already gives you, already the first test gives you, let's say, an indication. If you have a huge damage, you probably don't need the other tests even. But of course, to make sure you have then the cav front, you're gonna attack with cavalry. And cav on cav will give around 10k damage. Cav on inf will give 40k damage, or 40 plus damage. Which can't be obviously the case if you already did the range test before and the damage was pretty high. But yeah, if the damage is even higher, let's say, I don't know what the person has in terms of troops. But of course, range will give you almost no damage, 0 to 5k. And if you weren't sure about the first test with range, then you're absolutely sure about after the second test what you have. Because range on range gives good amount of damage. Cav on range gives almost 0 damage. So that would indicate, okay, it's range. Cav on range on cav, huge damage. Cav on cav, a little bit of damage. Obviously, the reverse would be if you would test with infantry, the damage would be very marginal. So all in all, the inf test is just for additional, to be sure, right? Which of course is good to have, right? And what I also would suggest is to test it before the rally and test after the rally, or close before the rally starts to hit. This is always something very good to do. But let's test it now for a real castle. All right, so here we're gonna test it, right? So first things first, we are destroying the wall, obviously, the 100k, marching towards my castle. We speed it a little bit up to be a little bit faster. All right, now wall is down, right? We're sticking on the cav wedge for the range test, and we're going with the range. And let's have a look at the kills from 956 to 943. 956, 943 is about 10k. Most likely not in a cav formation, which already gives you the result of the sheet. Let's do the cavalry test. And 43 to 905. So this gives about a 40k damage. What does this tell us? It is an infantry front line. Of course, we're gonna do the test with the infantry, but this already tells you it's infantry front line. There's no way that inf on inf, if the inf would do more, there's no way. You see the inf was like 4k. It is definitely inf on inf.